everybody's experience is going to be different. But when you start freelancing, there are some things that I think that if you know ahead of time, it will save you a lot of headache. Because what I find is that as freelancers, like, we get started, because there's no such thing as freelancing school, right? And so we get started and we hit certain roadblocks, or we hit certain obstacles, and then we begin to think, oh well, I'm not good enough, and all that, and maybe I'm not cut out for this. But yes, you're cut out for this. If you're even thinking about it, I really do that you're cut out for it. So here are some 3 things that you should absolutely know before you get started freelancing. Hey there, bosses, Jean Entre here. If you're new to this channel, on this channel we talk about freelance business and how we can use that to create more freedom and family time. If that sounds like a cup of tea, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. So one thing that you absolutely need to know is that in the very beginning of your freelance career, you will hustle for clients. There's really no way around that. You will hustle for clients. It's the truth. Now, the reason you're going to hustle is because you are doing this for the very first time. And so convincing people that you can do this can be challenging. It's kind of like when you see job postings and they say, you know, we want somebody with 2 years experience. Well, you're not going to get the 2 years experience if you never get the job. I really don't understand why they put that on job descriptions. But here's the reality. People want people that have some kind of experience. So as a new freelancer, the way to overcome that is to create your own kind of proof, right? And I've talked about this in a few of the other videos that are on this channel. You'll find a few links below on how to get started with their freelance career. And the way you overcome that is by creating proof for yourself. So for instance, for all my aspiring writers out there, maybe that will mean that you create your own written samples that you save as PDFs, and that's what you send off to people when you're prospecting for clients. For my web designer friends, maybe that is creating a dummy website and showing people, really demonstrating to people what you can do. Or maybe it's creating your own website where you share phenomenal information on tips on how to improve your website. So at the very beginning, you will hustle for clients. That is completely normal. All right, embrace it. Do not run away from it. But at the very, very beginning, one of the ways to overcome that is to create your own samples. The next thing is that you're going to learn a lot on the job, and you absolutely have to embrace that. As entrepreneurs, we're learning all the time, and you should be completely open to that. And so if you get a project where, you know, you don't know something, well, my friend, that is an opportunity for you to learn. That's an opportunity for you to research. Now, I'm not saying take on things that you do not have any experience or any business taking. Okay, so some of us will not know how to write code and then say you know how to write code and go to try to research that. No, that's hard. Okay, I'm talking about maybe you are already doing something, but you do not know how to do a particular aspect of it yet, but you know you have the capacity to learn that. Do not shrink away from the project, and do not say no to people just because, you know, they are telling you that this is a new thing that you have to do. No, I find that if you're willing to be flexible and adapt and learn, that you will get more work thrown your way. You will get more people saying, hey, could you take this on? Could you take that on? Versus the freelancers who are always turning things down because they feel like, okay, this is not in my zone of genius, so I'm not going to do that. So I would say that at the very beginning, be open to learning experiences. Be open to improving your craft. Take courses. Go to events. Use Udemy and use Coursera and Skillshare, the links are down below, to learn more skills that add to your skill set so that you can add more value to your clients, and by doing so, increase how much money you make. Then last but not least is that freelancing platforms are okay in the beginning. But then you should learn to get your own clients outside of these platforms. Now I know there are people that have made 6 figures on Upwork, on Fiverr, on Freelancer, right? But these people are few and far between, to be completely honest with you. And I did a video talking about if Upwork is worth it. You can find it right here. You can go watch that video. Link will be below. And I have mixed feelings about freelancer platforms. On one hand, I think they're super helpful to beginner freelancers. It's a way for you to get your feet wet. It's a way for you to get your first few clients, especially if you do not know anybody, or you don't have a huge network of people that you could tell, hey, I'm freelancing. Maybe you live in a really rural area and nobody there needs web design, and so you have to find your clients online, and that's completely okay. I get that. I started up on Upwork as well. But then with time, you will want to move away from these platforms, because what happens is that, number one, these platforms eat a bunch of your money. And it's unfair, but it's also a cost of doing business with them. And from the perspective of those websites, they need to make money too. I mean, they're making work available for all of us to enjoy. I mean, why shouldn't they benefit? You know what I'm saying? However, there is a way for you to find clients on your own by reaching out, by being part of communities, by being part of groups, by being part of courses that will get you clients that don't have platforms eating up that money. Secondly, with freelancer platforms, one of the things I realized is that a lot of people are on there to find the cheapest freelancer. It's unfortunate, but it is very true. There are a few good gems on there. One of my biggest clients, who was with me for years, I found through Upwork. Okay, and so yes, you can find some amazing gems there, but those, once again, are few and far between. Most people on there are looking for somebody that will write articles for $10, or write articles for $5, or make a website for $50. These are the kind of people on there. And so I feel like, you have so much skill, you have so much talent. Why would you, use all your talent to just get paid $10? I don't know. I just feel like it's unfair to you as a creator. Even though it's good for them, it's unfair to you as a creator. It's unfair to you as a freelancer. Your skills and your knowledge are valuable, and they're worth much more than that little money that you're getting through these freelancer platforms. So whilst I think that it's a great place to start, I don't think you should focus all your efforts on there. I think that if you want to focus on there at the beginning, do that, build your reputation, and then find ways, and I talk about that in another video, 7 ways to find freelance clients, and find all these other ways that you can reach out to clients and get clients who will pay you and pay you well. Did you enjoy this video? If you did, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, and here are some other videos for you to watch.